Hi chat. Welcome in everyone. Happy Friday to ya. Hopefully it's been a good week. Coffee. Actually, clean cutting board. Hello, Will. Welcome in, Nan Reader. Happy to see you, JK. Welcome, welcome. We're going to be making a milk bread cube, which I believe I've tried once before. And we're going to use that bread to make our open-faced chicken sandwich. Whatever that word is, it sounds so tasty. Hi chat. We're using a cube pan today. I didn't start a timer there. Oops. We're gonna say that was 30 seconds. Still got a little water left. Should not get rid of the scale tonight. I need that for the bread tonight. Got to be a little more exact since we're going to be putting this into a sealed container. We want it to be about the right size. Hey, Michael. Welcome, man. Thank you for joining me, everyone. I hope you've had a lovely week. Cheers. Hi, Elmon. We're going to start with grams is basically the same thing, but 120 milliliters. Or sorry, 170 milliliters. I thought that was a better number than 170. We're going to warm this up for some yeasties to enjoy it. I'll throw this in the microwave for, let's give that 20 seconds. I almost did 25 until I remembered 25 puts it in the back in the microwave. We're going to coat this pan even though it's technically non-stick. This is perhaps extremely premature, but it's something I can do while I was waiting on that in the microwave. Just trying to get most of the oil off my hand. Let's see what that got us. That's about right. Give that a stir up. We're gonna add honey and a few other things in here. Let's double check. Let those go. We need to make our we'll eyeball it. Need a tangjong. Which involves milk, water, and flour. Look at that liquid warming up before we throw the flour in there, though. Now is when I wish I had. Well, let's use fork. Fork will be okay for this. Oh, chat can't see what I'm doing. There we go. Milk and water under a flame or over flame. And we're getting up to a boil there. Add our flour in. Throwing in a bit more flour. Allow that to cool down. Get some flour going here next. Using bread flour. Used AP flour for the tangjong because it's just what I grabbed. Need 250 grams of bread flour, using the best scoop ever. I'm taking it. Board, you can't see it on the camera, but 250.7. Splash of sugar in here too. That one dude that does all the commercials for reverse mortgages and diabetes. Just giving that yeast another moment to wake up and say hello. Funny fact, milk is actually not something that does great in brewing, despite there being all sorts of cases of dairy in brewing. Because yeast doesn't like lactose very much. It likes fructose and sucrose, but not so much lactose. Like, there's cases in certain yeasts and that where it'll work, but in general, yeast just doesn't like that sugar. So I almost feel like the honey and the sugar added into this is to make up for the fact that even though there is sugar in the dairy, it's not going to do much for that yeast. didn't clean that out perfectly, but it's going to be enough for what we're doing. You're supposed to tear that up into little pieces. I'm just doing my best to try and mash it up so that it isn't still all in one place. I don't know how successful I was at that, but there's plenty of kneading still to go. Looking filthy, even though I purposely pulled the cutting board up and cleaned everywhere. Why does it still look filthy? Hey, Muskeg. Not quite slap and fold territory, but pretty loose dough here until we get it together. Most of this is from that butter melting down. I didn't have it properly softened, and so I cut it all up, mixed it in, and allowed it to warm up quickly with everything else. But then it got really loose. I think I spent $6.50 on a dozen. Organic, free range. Most recently. I'm so torn on this. I understand it's a huge impact on the whole world on that in price difference. But at the same time, I sit there and think, damn, to, raise a cow, harvest milk, pipe it into a truck to deliver to some factory, which converts it into jugs, and then it gets on another truck driven by someone else to your store, where his clerk puts it in place. There's somehow still a profit there. I mean, I sort of felt that way for quite a while. I mean, the idea before that, you could regularly get, dollar milk at the store, beyond the fact that, it's the store doing a lost lead thing to get people in the door. Just, how? Going back to eggs, I mean, the idea that an egg costs less than 50 cents to get to your house each, I mean, unless you're buying them in, by the pallet, I don't understand how that's 50 cents. It's much less 25 cents or even less. At the same time, I understand that's, an increase in everyone's weekly spend, and it means less people can get fresh eggs versus some processed thing. And we just had the FDA neutered. So now, even though the FDA was already sort of neutered to the point where it really couldn't shut down a plant, it really just could shame it. Now it sounds like they're not going to be able to do really anything, much inspect at all, much less. So now is probably the best time ever in your life to cut back on the processed foods in your life. I'm liking how this is looking here, and so I'm thinking I'm going to allow this to poof up like this. It's not perfectly smooth and taut. But I'm also not putting it in a stand mixer. And give that a olive oil spritz to help keep it a little bit drier. Come on, I know. Why aren't you squirting? Oh, that's something to figure out later on. And we'll throw plastic wrap over the top of it. Keep it from dehydrating too much because we need this to be relatively the right amount for that box. The box that chat probably still hasn't seen on camera, but I've pointed out several times. Oh, I showed it when I oiled it up, but this is where we're going to be baking that little ball. And we're hoping that it's going to expand and fill up into all the different corners and make a perfect little cube. Okay, now that we got you poofing, we can start in on other tasks for this evening. Let's do the vinaigrette, since that's going to be relatively easy to accomplish and can sit around. I choose you. If you like pulp, you can go ahead and add the zest and everything in there. Did you see that shot? Thing shot out like a water gun. It was a lemon juice gun. Maybe that's what I should have asked in the Discord this week. Pulp or no pulp? Maybe that should have been the poll. There's a poll in the Discord, by the way, chat. Beyond the weekly ingredient challenge poll. Let's see. Let's do lemon, garlic, ginger. That was ginger. Garlic? Light garlic? Salt and pepper. Why not, little MSG? Pour that into a jar with a lid. So that's obviously going to be light on the oil tonight. It is definitely not the traditional. And realizing all the spice and deliciousness down here that we want in this. That's not even 50-50 or 2 or 3 to 1. In other words, chat, you can add a lot more oil. Oh wait, I'm gonna add one more thing into this. Actually, I'm going to flake it on the actual salad, if I can remember. But this is just a shake and pour. This isn't going to hold its emulsion. Especially with this little amount of oil. But so we'll let that hang out. You can add herbs into that. You can do all sorts of stuff. I mean, it's a simple vinaigrette. I think people understand these days how simple vinaigrettes work. Let's get this mess off of the stove before it dries and cements itself into this pan forever. Oops, too late. It is already stuck in there. We'll let that soak for a little bit. If only because I don't want this to be a scrubbing stream. Okay, we're waiting on you to poof. We've got that. I guess we can do the carrot early. I guess that carrot was done. That would be enough for our salad. Don't need a ton of onion. And I guess we'll do the rest of this up now. We'll use that for the gravy, just if only to try and use some of it up. We're going into ads, so I'm going to do a little cleanup. Hey, Moss. We've got our bread poofing. I'm doing a little prep work while the bread is poofing. Yeah, chat would never guess that word. They're all having a lovely time. Oops. Didn't mean to stop the music, just wanted to push the earbud back in my ear. I put this pan away and then I'm going to use it again. Let's prep our chicken. Just using the other chicken breasts from the other night. This habit of mine, by the way, is not a very safe habit. You shouldn't do what I'm doing there. It's very easy when you start stacking cutting boards for you to not notice that one is overhanging the other and may not be supported as other parts of the board. So just putting that out there, you shouldn't do this. I'm doing it anyways though. Butterflying the chicken mostly because I just want it to cook a little bit more evenly while trying to get some good color on it. And then I want to flatten out this little area here, so we'll get out one of my favorite tools in the kitchen. So now we're roughly the same height there across the way. I only really tenderized this half, but it's designed if you want to like wrap it too, so you got like a comfortable hand rest on that. But I tried it with twine for a while, and then the twine got dirty, and I got rid of the twine because it was sort of, I mean, it's in the kitchen. That's you. But I'm assuming we're back from our ad at this point, and so we're going to go into seasoning and searing our chicken. Start heating up a pan here for that, and that might squeeze in there. Once it constricts, he'll fit. Salt. Pepper. Garlic. And why not a little touch of cayenne too. Hush, fan. Oil in the pan that's heating up. One of the easy 4-letter ones. I think that's one of the ones they're considering these days. A lot of it all has to do with, you know, who owns it. But they've been doing a lot of that because not only does it give them initial new sales, it gets everyone looking at the old ones again, too. Like, I think that's half the reason they made Twisters, too. Is so that, you know, I mean, Bill Pullman isn't still around, and I'm not showing chat that lovely searing action going on over on the stove. And our ball be poofing. Go ahead and add some salt and pepper the other side here. I'm only going to bother with the garlic and the cayenne on the other side. Let's get rid of you. You're all chickeny. Clogged up the sink with cleaning during commercial break. Oops. We're able to cook the chicken this far ahead, and you can do it even further ahead if you want, is because we're going to be throwing this back in with the gravy to warm it up for final service, and we're not going to have it out here for more than 2 hours, so I'm not worried about that. I'm also a little less concerned about going a little more crispy with this and using the gravy as rehydration. But you can, whatever your preference may be. Maybe you hate crispy, slightly dry chicken, even if it's been rehydrated in a delicious gravy. Decent cuppa tonight. So we got that. You've seen that side. There's the other side with less seasoning on it. We'll let that rest. Into that pan, even though we turned the heat off, we're going to keep going with this. We need... let's do the onions first. Let's cook the onions in there a little bit. And while those onions are first searing off here, I'm going to fix my earbud volume. using the onion juice to... Wow, that's loud in my ear now. Using the onion juice to de-stick everything, all the fond off the pan. Heat back on now. All of that was with the heat off. So now we'll make our roux. And then we got chicken stock, which we're going to slowly rehydrate into this. I really like this song, but at the same time, listening to it makes me think like I'm playing Planet Zoo or something. That was the song before this one. It's the last of that bag. This is the chicken stock we made on stream. Oh, 3 weeks ago? Something like that? 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago? That's going to thicken up some more as it heats up again. Probably going to need to add more liquid to this. Definitely going to have to add more liquid as it reduces down and we continue to cook it. back to bread, chat. We're going to let that simmer. Continue to cook slowly. And bring that up to a boil here, but back to bread. So now that looks like that's going to fill that up pretty easily. Punch down time. Now the name of the game is fit the cube size. So we're going to allow this to continue proofing. But we gotta set it up so it's going to proof for success. And we allow that to do its thing once more. Turn our attention back over to the stove. I guess the bread time was short. But we're now boiling here, so that means we've gotten up to our peak thickness. It'll thicken more as it cools, but as far as thickness, it doesn't get, like, you're done thickening. I know that was confusing, wasn't it? And then cutting these thin with the heavy bias. Yum, nom, nom, nom. Turn that a bit down in heat, and then I'm going to add some more stock because I don't want it to actually be that thick. If you want to be cheaper about it at this point, once you've gotten to your full thickness, and just add more water in, but more stock means we're just concentrating that stock flavor, you know, price versus flavor. tater time. What do you think of the music tonight, chat? You prefer this music or my normal music? I mean, this is one of my playlists that I've played several times before, but this is a lot more ambient. And then this place. I mean, it's all the same source and everything, so... But gives me an idea of what to shoot for potentially future playlists. sort of got a full list of things to do, but it is getting about time to make another one. Starting the oven for our bread. Not quite 400, 380. But we are starting to fill up that pan nicely, and considering that that will rise when the heat goes with it, I think we're looking pretty good to fill out that pan. Salt with our potatoes, if only to help with the cooking time. Yummy. Gravy is yummy. Last thing we got is really cleaning the lettuce. I'm tentatively thinking I'm going to have to thin this out one last time here. Otherwise, I would throw the chicken in there to just hang out. Arrgh, I lost my cut. So I've cut myself out a little square of parchment. I'll just see if I can't fit it in there early. The little piece of parchment here is because the last time I did this, it did try and poof out the one little piece of hole that wasn't covered. And so now I'm trying to sort of just seal up that one last exit point. These have all folded underneath there in this one. And so now there's a piece of parchment over that. Hopefully that completely contains it and we don't get little bubbles of bread coming out of the side here. Good night, coffee. That was a decent cup. I didn't quite finish it, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. Sesame sticks. Bacos. Except they're not Bacos. I don't know if Bacos actually exists anymore. Imitation Bacos exist still. Sunflower seeds. Oops. I guess we could have done that a while ago. I guess I'll get a proper pair of tongs to do that. I should point out, going back to talking about milk and eggs, I should point out the $6.50 $1 dozen that I bought was also limit 2 per person per day. So there is quite possibly them using that as a loss leader to get people in their store right now. Or it could be they just want to have enough to sell to everyone. Definitely need to thin this out once more. It's starting to get too thick here and getting congealing. Starting to bubble over here with our taters. And throw this on a pan, if only to make it easier to get in and out of the oven. We're still not up to temp with the oven. The oven's been taking a while to get up to temp lately. Hope there's nothing wrong with it. Actually, you're straight up boiling now, so we're going to cut the heat on that. They're going to sit in that warm water for a bit longer still, but... Alright, throwing bread in the oven. This is going to take at least 30 minutes. So we'll take a look at that in 30 minutes. I was going to wait to do this until the bread was in the oven, chat. I haven't added the dressing on purpose at this point because it's going to start breaking down stuff. As it is, some of that stuff may get a little wet, soggier because it's sitting in their lettuce and the other veggies. But the salad dressing is really what's going to get that going. So I'm also not salting it yet. We'll do some salt and pepper in there with the dressing. Got our chicken ready to go in the sauce, but I'm still not in love with throwing it in there just yet. I'm actually half tempted to just pour the gravy over the top of it once it's all together. That way we can keep it all nice and pretty because it's nice and seared and it's got lots of seasoning on it and all that good stuff. Taters are looking good. We get 20 minutes here, so I think we're going to take a little bit of an AFK and come back for putting the final plate together. We got to get the bread out. We've got to toast the bread. And then we've got to build our sandwich. Sorry if I'm... I think we just talked about this before. I think chat wasn't bothered by the word sandwich. But I still keep reading that on Reddit, that people have a problem with that. Regardless, I will see all of your lovely faces here. And let's do about 20 minutes. And we'll come back to wrap everything up.
It's the newest, most exciting sound in town. It's a General Electric blender that's going around. Completely new from base to lid. Take it apart, see what they did. The non-skid base is the lowest you'll ever see.
The decanter has a 36-ounce blending capacity.
The non-spill lid is really smart. For blending convenience it comes apart. Add additional ingredients if you will. Look, no splash, see no spill. Put them all together and you know it's true. The General Electric blender is best for you. If you want to know another reason why,
It's only 10 1/2 inches high.
stores easily on the counter or on a shelf. There's 1,000 things you can make yourself.
Make party spreads.
Great cabbage heads. Blend the meatloaf for a family of 8. Make ice cold drinks you'll appreciate. Now's the time for you to buy the General Electric blender.
Did he say only 10 1/2 inches high?
Off into space. Man, that takes real teamwork. And here's a team of junior spacemen with an out-of-this-world breakfast that teams up V8 juice and Cheerios for flavor and energy. What a treat! A flavorful glassful of refreshing V8 juice and Cheerios with power protein, plus vitamin B1 for Go Power. And now, here's a special out-of-this-world free offer. This Moon Rocket Kit, both a toy and an exciting game. First, blast off. It separates in midair and lands 2 spacemen on a moon map. You get this wonderful game only through this free offer. Send your name and address and 1 V8 label plus 1 box top from these specially marked packages of Cheerios, Kix, or Frostios to Moon Rocket Kit, Mount Vernon 10, New York. Get Campbell's V8 cocktail vegetable juice with any one of these Big G cereals.
Call for Philip Morris. Call for Philip Morris.
Philip Morris, America's finest cigarette, presents the Lucille Ball Desiarnaz Show, I Love Lucy. Good evening, and welcome. In a moment, we'll look in on Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz, but before we do, may I ask a very personal question? The question is simply this. Do you inhale? Well, I do, and chances are you do too. And because you inhale, you're better off, much better off smoking Philip Morris. And for good reason. You see, Philip Morris is the one cigarette proved definitely less irritating, definitely milder than any other leading brand. That's why, when you inhale, you're better off smoking Philip Morris. Later in the show, you'll see how you can prove that fact to yourself. But right now, why not light up a Philip Morris and enjoy America's finest cigarette as we watch Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz in I Love Lucy.
What? Keeping the coffee in the icebox?
Yes, Mr. Jones, it's a new kind of coffee, roasted by a new secret process. Hence, this new none such coffee has a different flavor, a flavor preserved by vacuum packing, the flavor retained by refrigeration after the jar has been opened. Just taste it. You can't miss that delicate aroma, that clean, mellow taste. Yes, in cooking, the way to a man's heart is most of all through the coffee pot. In every jar, you'll find 3 special pointers, valuable in all methods of making coffee. Try new none such coffee now. Use half the jar. If not 100% satisfied, get all your money back from your grocer without argument. Special for movie week, only 28 cents a pound, plus 3 cents refundable deposit on the jar.
A pleasure, Milton. In just a moment, we'll see how well Milton does at the Pentagon. But if you want to see busy hands at your house, just you offer this lively Christmas party dip that's so good to serve with king-size Fritos corn chips. Just follow the recipe right on the Fritos package. Of course, it calls for the famous Philadelphia brand cream cheese, an 8-ounce package, which we blended with 2 tablespoons of milk till it's nice and smooth, like so. Then come 2 tablespoons of Kraft cream-style horseradish for zesty flavor, a 1/4 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, and finally, a dash of salt. And we'll blend our Philly mixture again. And when party time comes, let the folks enjoy this wonderful Philly horseradish dip with crisp king-size Fritos. There are those busy hands. Just remember, you make the best-tasting dips with the freshest-tasting cream cheese you can buy. Philadelphia brand cream cheese, made only by Kraft.
Now, class, Mr. Tiger will show us how Kellogg's Sugar Frosted Flakes cereal starts out.
Is the flake real?
It's a cornfield. Kellogg's toasts corn into golden flakes and adds a secret frosting. Helps keep them extra crunchy and delicious. It's part of your good breakfast and tastes.
I know. Great! Sit down to breakfast with Tony, and you'll discover why it's great.
Mr. Tiger, you're wonderful.
Oh, shucks.
Here's an amazing free offer for everyone who's overweight. Even if you've tried other methods and failed, you can still lose ugly fat fast. Yes, thousands can tell you that calometric control is the only safe, sure, effective way to reduce. Now, this package contains the Wonder 10-Day Diet that gives you 3 delicious meals a day, plus a bedtime snack, even includes a jog for your willpower. Yet you take only 3 calometric tablets a day. And here's the sensational free offer. A 30-day supply of wonderful calometric tablets. A certified $3.50 value when you buy the regular calometric way to weight control. You save $3.50. Now, that's a $7 value for only $3.50. A 50% saving. And how can you get your free bottle of calometric tablets? Well, just send in this calometric box top with your name and address. Your druggist will give you a postage-paid envelope already addressed to the calometric company. Now, don't lose hope. Lose weight. Get calometric reducing formula at your drugstore. Send the box top in the free postage-paid envelope. Get your $3.50 bottle of calometric tablets free. Don't wait. Act now.
Now, a new creation from Seal Test. Cottage cheese in ready-to-serve portions. Handy envelopes bring you brand new convenience and ease. Zip, it's open, quick and neat. Just the amount you need. The easy way to serve cottage cheese. The rest stays moist and creamy, ready for next time.
Are they handy? Cottage cheese in ready-to-serve portions.
So easy to use, quick, and no bother at all.
The rest stays really fresh, moist and creamy.
Yes, serving cottage cheese was never as easy as this. Seal Test's new square package with handy, ready-to-serve portions. Zip, it's open. Simple as can be. The rest stays moist and creamy fresh. You'll love Seal Test cottage cheese in new, ready-to-serve portions. Get some soon.
I'm a guitar and I have strings. I like to play while someone sings. Hi, gang. Do you recognize this mouse guitar? It's just like the one the Mouseketeers gave me. And now Mattel Toy Makers, the people who made my mouse guitar, have a big surprise for you. You can have your very own mouse guitar just like mine. And look, I wrote out all the instructions so you can learn to play the songs we play on the show. Remember, gang, you can now get the mouse guitar wherever toys are sold for only $4. Hey, I almost forgot. Be sure to see the Mouseketeer Junior, too. Just turn the crank and it plays the Mouseketeer theme song. The Mouseketeer Junior is only $1.80. Be sure to look for this label, gang. You can tell it's Mattel. It's swell.
Univac, the giant electronic brain made only by Remington Rand, takes business statistics from magnetic tape, letters, numbers, and punctuation marks, processing them through its electronic circuits at phenomenal speeds. Univac can compute payrolls electronically, then produce printed checks in a flash. Over 8,000 checks an hour with this high-speed printer. Univac leads the field of electronic computing.
Hello, may I come in? I am Chef Boyardee. Perhaps you have seen my picture on Chef Boyardee products at your grocer's. Today I want to tell you about a wonderful dinner for three. A dinner that only costs about 15 cents a serving. It's my own Chef Boyardee spaghetti dinner with meat sauce or mushroom sauce. It all comes in one carton. A full half pound of tender, quick-cooking spaghetti, 10 full ounces of rich, tasty sauce, and to top it off, a whole can of zippy grated cheese. A wonderful food. So ask your grocer for Chef Boyardee spaghetti dinner with meat or mushroom sauce, won't you? And look for other Chef Boyardee's products. They're also delicious, they're also nourishing, and they help keep the cost of your meals down. Chef Boyardee's products are at best grocers.
Ask for Chef Boyardee's spaghetti dinner. Only about 15 cents a serving.
If you've ever been to Venice, you remember the gondolas and the picturesque waterways. And you remember the food, too. Superb food, prepared with that very special Italian touch. The same special Italian touch that Chef Boyardee sauce with meat can give to your meals over here. Because the recipe for this tangy sauce has been brought over from Italy by this famous Italian chef. Chef Boyardee sauce with meat is made from juicy, sun-ripened tomatoes and tender, quality beef, simmered in a spicy sauce that makes a rice and cheese loaf, a casserole, or a spaghetti dish a real Italian-style dish. So when you'd like to add that special Italian touch to your dinner, do it with Chef Boyardee sauce with meat. Try Chef Boyardee sauce with mushrooms, too. Both are prepared from the chef's own Italian recipe.
Alexis Lachine wines are full of flavor. Alexis Lachine wines are dry. Alexis Lachine wines are mellow. Drink an Alexis Lachine wine with any kind of food. Or anytime you feel like relaxing with a drink. Alexis Lachine, fine French wines.
Everybody needs energy-packed Sunbeam bread. Yes, it's all aboard for fun in the park, but Junior hasn't got energy enough for fun. He'd sure like to ride that horse. Hey, what's this? An energy-packed Sunbeam sandwich. You bet every delicious slice of Sunbeam bread sure does pack a big energy wallop. There's nothing like Sunbeam Energy to help you stay on the beam. Now, look at them go. On Sunbeam Energy, they sure do enjoy life. Everybody needs the kind of real zip and zing pep that delicious Sunbeam bread gives you. Yes, stay on the beam with energy-packed Sunbeam bread. All day long, eat Sunbeam bread and renew energy as you burn it up. Eat delicious Sunbeam bread.
You are now looking at a slice of bread being spread with creamy-style Skippy peanut butter, as only Mary Ellen can spread it there. All right, now, as you look at that, don't want you to leave me, because I want to show you something, believe it or not, that a lot of people like even better. Suppose we were to take some fresh roasted peanuts here, and like Mary Ellen has been doing all evening, and putting them in a nut chopper here. Give a couple more little chugs, will you, please? Mm-hmm. I think that'll do it. That's fine. Now you find in there some just tiny little golden nuggets of roasted peanuts, and they are colossal. Now, I want to try something here. Suppose we were to take these, now let me try an experiment, do you mind, honey? And we'd sprinkle them over the creamy-style Skippy. Say, how is that, huh?
Ooh, that looks good.
It does look good. All I did that for was to tell you that you can get that and enjoy it anytime you want. You won't have to go through any chopping process either, because the Skippy people do that for you in chunk style. That's done for you up in the factory. Now, chunk style, you see, has sprinkled all through it very generously through the entire jar those golden little nuggets that you saw there, just about like that. So that's already done for you there. Now, of course, either style, whether it's cream or chunky, if you get Skippy, you are getting the peanut butter that stays fresh right down to the last spoonful in the jar. And so I make it very simple again. I want you to know that this is an honest fact.
If you like peanuts, you'll like Skippy.
There's no other box of facial tissues like this. Scotty's new Magic Oval box. Only Scotty's give you tissues that float up gently, one at a time, and come out in neat handfuls, too, because there's a Magic Oval inside every new Scotty's box. Only Scotty's Magic Oval can give you tissues that float up, smooth and easy. No tugging, no tearing, no extra tissues tagging along. And Scotty's Magic Oval does even more. It lets you reach in for tissues by the handful, all neatly folded, just right for pocket or purse. Scotty's new Magic Oval box is pretty, too. And inside, soft, strong, sneeze-proof Scotty's. Remember, for tissues that float up smoothly and come out in neatly folded handfuls, look for Scotty's pretty new Magic Oval box, the only one of its kind.
Well, no wonder my laundry bill is so high. All those napkins last week.
Doeskin.
What?
You should use Doeskin dinner napkins.
Paper napkins? Oh, no.
I don't mean thin little paper napkins, but Doeskin dinner napkins. You'll love them.
Everybody loves Doeskin dinner napkins. These soft linen-like napkins are two-ply in smart formal fold, in white and in beautiful pastel colors. And Doeskin dinner napkins are big. They cover your whole lap, and they stay put. What's more, they last throughout the meal, and they leave no lint.
They are nice. And they would save my linen.
They save you money, too. Doeskin dinner napkins cost only 49 cents for 5 dozen. That's a fraction of a penny apiece.
All right, Dottie.
You'll find Doeskin dinner napkins, Doeskin facial tissues, and other Doeskin products at your favorite grocery, supermarket, department store, or drugstore. Look for the brown dispenser box.
Doeskin.
Better buy Bird's Eye. Better buy, better buy, better buy Bird's Eye.
Yes, always look for this Bird's Eye Bird, your guarantee of top-quality frozen food. And your big Bird's Eye buy this week is Bird's Eye Orange Juice. Easy, you can serve it in a minute. Thrifty, it will save you money. Orchard fresh and delicious.
Better buy Bird's Eye. Better buy, better buy, better buy Bird's Eye. coffee break makes the moment bright, fresh aroma. Friendly flavor. Make it coffee, make it often, make it right.
To brighten any moment.
Make it coffee.
To enjoy that fresh aroma.
Make it often.
Make it up fresh each time in a clean container. And for full flavor,
Make it right.
and here's how. For each cup of fresh drawn water, use one approved measure of your favorite coffee. That's all, one approved measure per cup.
Satisfying cups of pleasure. A coffee break makes the moment bright, fresh aroma. Friendly flavor. Make it coffee. Make it often. Make it right.
If you're still watching television on a small screen set, you're missing a lot. Here, for example, is a close-up on a 10-inch set. See how much smaller it is than my head? Now I'd like to show you the same close-up on a 21-inch set. There. Just look at the difference. She's as big as I am now. You can have big screen close-ups just like that. Close-ups as large as life with RCA Victor's great new 21-inch model, the Master 21, at the lowest 21-inch price in RCA Victor history, as little as $199.95. Visit your RCA Victor dealer soon. See television's greatest value, the Master 21, big screen 21-inch quality TV for $199.95. And remember, every year...
Hi, chat. Welcome back. The music going again. Got our salad looking nice still here. Gravy's cooled down. I turned down the heat a little bit so it's not cooking as hot. Isn't still bubbling. We'll turn that back up now. Still got about 6 minutes on the bread in the oven. 6.5. Move the taters out of the way for a moment. Butter. Go ahead and strain these potatoes while we're heating that butter. Half and half. Salt. pepper. MSG. Flame off and letting that melt the last of that butter. Oh hey, I didn't realize the handle was in your way. Butter and half on and seasoning on our taters. Something you'll probably be seeing more of here on stream. Nutritional yeast to go along with that MSG in there. And it's potato mashing time. That is still a bit thicker than I want it to be, but we've added quite a bit of fat and deliciousness in there, so we're going to thin it out a little bit with chicken stock instead. Looking pretty good there. It's our bread timer. I'm gonna call that good. want to touch the hot metal, but don't at the same time. Cube bread, chat. Still trying to touch the metal when I shouldn't be. That looks like that filled out the pan, doesn't it? Make sure detach it from the side here. Yeah, got over the edge. I don't think that's going to pop right out, especially with the little lock-in, or what do you call it? When they drill a hole in a plate and weld it to attach it to the piece below. It's almost like a rivet, too. Nope, gonna have to do a little cutting action on top, I think. There we go, chat. It's out of the bottom. Took a little convincing. I just hit my mic, but we have cube bread. There's a little flashing, but otherwise... But now we have to decube it if we're going to turn it into dinner tonight. Oops, wrong side. I thought I was going to get all three in here. It'll still work out, I guess, because one of them's got to be toasted on two sides. Starting to get some color there. You're a little warmer because you've already been cooked on one side. I gave up on putting the chicken into the gravy. I'm just going to completely smother the chicken in the gravy. Let's bring that back up to a boil and give that a touch more liquid. get a photo of that deliciousness. Then we've got our salad to go along with this. We got our dressing we made up earlier. Give that a good shake up. This is likely a bit too acidic compared to its oiliness, but I'm not adding more oil. Salt, fresh cracked pepper, this is like straight up 100% comfort style food for me. Like, this is about as good as it gets. Maybe turkey, thin sliced turkey, or some other roast beef. Many of these that you can have. And certainly not on the beautiful thick toast that I made tonight. That toast looks amazing. Smothered in gravy or not. In fact, let's get a sexy shot here with the bread in it, all up and close. And in the right camera setting with everything else. Let's take another one since it wasn't in the right camera setting before. Alright, folks, that is our dinner for tonight. After I clean up my fork. I hope everyone has had a lovely week. It was a fun dinner. But we're going to be calling it here. I shall be back here on Sunday. Gonna be having a fun dinner on Sunday. More of a fun themed dinner than a fun to eat dinner. Well, I hope it's fun to eat too, but going to be making a pineapple pie, but using pizza as a crust. So it's not pineapple on pizza, it's pizza pineapple pie. I've done it before, chat. I think I can do it better. I hope you join me for it. And I also hope you'll have a lovely weekend. And a great night. Good night.